When it comes to faith, it's something that you must have even without evidence. If you rely on evidence to believe in God, then you do not truly know Christ. I'm making this video mainly for those who have questioned my faith, including my family members. It's a coincidence, or perhaps not, that a protein that literally holds our entire body together and makes it function is called laminin. Colossians 1 verse 17. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. It's also a coincidence how the patterns we see in math just so happen to be randomly in nature, almost as if they were designed by a mind similar to ours. And it just so happens that if we flip a human nervous system upside down, it resembles a tree. Speaking of trees, Matthew chapter 7 verse 18 says, "A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit." What am I trying to say? The tree symbolism just so happens to be used in the Bible in the context of having choices in life. For example, Psalm 1 verse from 3 to 6 says, "That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers." Or we choose to plant our soil, that being our mind. From there will grow the backbone of what gives us fruit, our heart. If we take a look at astronomy around the period before Christ's birth, the majority believed that stars were finite and fixed. However, the Bible says, Genesis chapter 15 verse 5, God tells Abraham, "Look up at the sky and count the stars, if you indeed can count them. So shall your offspring be." Jeremiah chapter 33 verse 22, "I will make the descendants of David my servant, and the Levites who minister before me as countless as the stars in the sky, and as measureless as the sand on the seashore." Additionally, the idea of Earth being the center of the universe was widely accepted as fact in those times. Yet, the Bible does not confirm that. Instead, it tells us that the universe was crafted for the benefit of our planet's life existence. In the book of Genesis, another coincidence, many claim that Jesus was a made-up figure. He never existed. People say the Bible was created to control us, even though it contradicts much of what this world tries to teach us. There's evidence, however, that Jesus did exist, was crucified, and rose from the dead. This was confirmed by independent sources of the time, such as the historian Cornelius Tacitus. But maybe that's another coincidence, and all those people were simply schizophrenic, standing against the government and dying brutal, horrible deaths for nothing. Was it just a fluke, a made-up fairy tale to make Christians rich, despite the fact that it led to their persecution, which continues even to this day? A strange coincidence indeed. But skeptics argue that these two were fabricated as a part of some lunacy. To what end? To get persecuted more? To promote a traditional lifestyle that values self-care and helping others in need? Speaking of helping others, it's worth noting that the church was the foundation of much modern medicine and science. Examples include Basilius in Caesarea, 369 AD, founded by Saint Basil the Great, and the well-known Oxford University. After all of this, are we to believe that it's all just a coincidence that all of this happened with purpose? That sounds paradoxical. And what is the purpose?